Hey guys, welcome back to RK Garage. Following on from the no oil pressure bit. Well, camera was a bit squiff there. Following on from the no oil pressure bit. Here we go. Motor is out, parts are there. Got all this done yesterday and then did a bunch of yard work. So now we're going to continue stripping down the motor and started to prep this one, painted the block. Stripped all the cam and everything, the front cover off. So now I'm just going to do the surfaces, and then I'm going to start taking everything out of this to put on this. So I'll probably set the GoPro up and we'll just time lapse all of it. I'm just going to time lapse it very quickly so you're not going to have to sit here for ages watching it, but yeah, just time lapse everything with me pulling it apart. I'm just going to film non-stop and we'll see how that goes, and then we'll get to it. I'll probably time lapse it when I put it together. You guys don't need to watch everything in slow-mo on that, and then yeah, I don't know, in this video I'll either get it running or we'll have it all assembled and dropped it back in. We'll do another video, get it running, we'll see. If I've got time, I'll try and make it a nice long video, see how much viewer retention's there. But yeah, anyway, let's get cracking, get this set up. I'll get a battery pack hooked up to this and we'll get going. Alright, so block prep, engine teardown is done. Over that was a 2 hours 11 minute time lapse. There's a bit of timer, I wasn't doing much, but that block's all stripped. Got got everything out of it I need. This motor here, it's about ready to go. I'm probably going to take the pickup off, clean it out, and take it out, clean it up, and I might open this up a bit just to get it a bit better for the oil pickup. Corn Fed Boost reckons it is 100% good to just slap the rod bolts in without disturbing the caps, doing it one by one. So I'm half tempted to do that, put the rod bolts in and see how it goes, but yeah. I'm also half tempted to put the mains in like that as well, hopefully without disturbing the caps. But anyway, I'm going to clean up, have some lunch, and then we'll come back into assembly of this, / we might tear down that and see what we find. So yeah, I'll come back after lunch and we'll go from there. Alright, so I've had the lunch break. I ended up tearing apart the old motor after that off camera, and it looks like some dirt actually went through and it's basically taken out pretty much all the bearings. Not 100% sure if that is the oil pressure problem. It could have been the oil pressure relief spring or valve, what do you want to call it, got stuck, so I'm also going to swap that out just to be sure. I think this new motor is going to knock one of the pistons, so I'll probably swap that out for another one, but I'll get to that after. For now, I can still put the camshaft in, all the timing gear on and all that, so I'll do that first and then I'll worry about that after. Alright, well, sorry, but as I was filming that last bit, the old man rocked up. He said he was going to come hang out before. He was going to rock up a couple hours before, but I wasn't going to shove a camera in his face while we were hanging out and cracking on with this. Found out that the #1 piston had actually had a spun bearing, so it was clicking as I was rotating over. I'll try and remember to insert this clip here I took on my phone. So I heard that, so I ended up pulling it out. So sure enough, saw that both the bearings hadn't spun over each other. They'd spun both 90 degrees together, which is what was clicking. It doesn't click anymore. So I know it's definitely not the right thing to do, and it's probably going to cause me issues in spinner bearing later on, but one of the rods and pistons and bearings out of this block here, I just grabbed out the best one out of it and put it in. Now it turns over nice, there's no noise, it's quiet. I also degreed the camshaft in wrong. I degreed it how I'd normally degree them in, and the load was making contact with the rod. Yeah, so I had to suss that out for a little bit until I washed my hands, got well off, picked my phone up, went and found a picture from when I pulled the camshaft out of Gunner 38T's motor, and saw sure enough I timed it wrong to what I usually do. So yeah, that delayed some time, got that sorted, ended up doing this. Got the head studs in, they've all got Loctite 567 on them because they go into water jackets. I've got the lifters in, the lifter trays in, obviously the double row timing chains on, the cogs deleted off this. I hope. I've never left the balance shaft in, so I'm hoping leaving it like this doesn't just cause oiling issues, but wouldn't fit in anywhere else. Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, if I have zero oil pressure from the get-go, then I'm going to take the timing cover off and look at the front of this. I've got to clean the heads because they've still got the old head gaskets on there, so I'll do that off camera, and then I'll whack the new head gaskets over heads on and torque them down. So as I'm starting to put the gaskets and crap on, I'll probably whack the GoPro back on and we'll start the time lapse from there with me just putting it all together. I've got a lot of cleaning to do on the sump, so the sump will go on at the very end. I'll probably have the timing cover and everything on. I can probably do the timing cover now. I've taken pretty much everything off that I want to on here as far as I'm aware, so yeah. So I'm going to get on to cleaning the heads and then we'll whack them on and get all that, the valve train all sorted and done. Alright, I got distracted again. It's definitely a few hours later. I had to drill out a screw. So yeah, I snapped off a screw in the head, which was there originally. I was just too lazy to do it the first time around, so I did that. and went and chilled inside for a bit. Had a quick shower to get rid of the oil. So I'm just going to carry on, get the heads on, torque them down, possibly a timing cover, and then I'll probably call it a night. I want to clean out the sump, which I haven't started yet, which is probably one of the main things. So let's get on with that. Alright, that'll be me for the night. We'll carry on tomorrow. I raced ahead this morning, got a bit done, timing cover on, changed the oil relief valve and the spring in there to a new one, and upgrade one for more pressure. What did I do? Retorqued these, got the engine mounts on, I've cleaned the sump, that's just drying, so from now I'm probably going to turn the motor over and we'll get the sump on and yeah, get that closed up, and we can get the balancer on. I'm just going to take this off because it makes it a million times easier to get to the sump bolts. So yeah, I'm going to flick it over, get the sump, and then we'll get the camera going for that, and then we can start slapping on the turbo manifolds. I'll put the starter on too now while it's upside down. Yeah, we'll go from there. Okay, so everything's all sealed up pretty much. I'm just going to tidy up a few things, start putting away some stuff that I'm not using, clean up this area. I'm going to give a sump a quick little lick of paint just so it looks fresh in the bay. I'm just going to go over everything, make sure I have everything tight that I need to, and then flip it back over, get the extractors and everything on, and then it's pretty much ready to take off the engine stand, so then I can drill the crank for the dowels. I'll probably film it. I didn't film it last time, but I'll try to film it this time so that people can see what you need to do. And then I might even turn that into a video of its own. And then it's probably going to be a few hours after that till I start to put it in the engine bay, because there's a few things of the wiring that I want to touch up and fix. I've got to extend a couple of a bit of a prick to put in just with how I taped it and routed it, so I'll just untape it and reroute it a bit better. Yeah, so apart from that, I'm going to do that, keep going, and then we'll come back to you guys when it's pretty much back together and we're going in the car. Hey guys, Reece from RK Garage here. Quick little video today to show you guys how you put dowels in cranks. Seems a lot of guys don't know that you need to do this or don't know how to. So roughly got all the materials we have on the table, so we'll switch over to the camera. So obviously you need your flywheel, your clutch, you need your dowels, you need M8 steel dowels or alloy steel, whatever you need. You use a 5/16 drill bit, so I've got that there. Also a few smaller drill bits. hammer, it's not going to dowel in. I like to use vernier calipers to measure how deep I need to drill the hole. And I've got some old bolts here just to temporary bolt this on because I bolted on to drill it and make sure it's centre, you can't go wrong. And then I've got all the gear to properly put this on. Most importantly, you need a beer, don't forget, let's take a drink. Alright, let's move over to here. So, you want to get the flywheel, line it up so that it lines up with all the bolts. This just makes sure that the crank is nice and flat. Then I like to just remove the ones around the holes for drilling, just so we don't hit the bolts. Don't forget, most importantly, have a drink. Now you get a 5/16 drill bit, and then I just start it. That way it marks the centre, so that when we get a smaller drill bit, we're able to drill that. Now we haven't forgotten about that. This is a step that I like to do with my verniers. Don't forget, most importantly, have a drink. So you always turn it on, zero it, then find out how deep that is. That's 30.76 mil or 1.2 inches. So let's just do it on another one to verify. 30.3, basically 1.2. So I lock this in so it can't move. And then basically I get my drill bit, line it up, and then I tape it. So I know that I drill up to the tape. Right, now that they're all marked, I like to get my pilot bit, get it on the centre. Don't forget, most importantly, have a drink. Right, when you get your dowel, you will notice one has a tapered edge and one will have basically flat. The tapered edge goes in first. That just helps center it. And then you just hammer it in. There you go. And then if you drilled at the right depth and you ordered the right size dowel, you won't need to mark and grind it. I got my markers just in case. These dowels are M8 by 25, so they're 25 mil. Don't forget, most importantly, have a drink. And there you have it. That's how you put dowels in your crank. I mean, now you can go along and put your flywheel bolts in properly. Why I like to do that, because that's already centered, is I just take out the rest apart from two, put in all my bolts. I use ARP bolts and red Loctite in all these. I don't use the ones they come with the clutch. I don't like them. I do not want a flywheel through my legs. So ARP, you got to buy 2 packs because they come in packs of 5, I think it is, or 6, I don't know, but you need 8. They're like 50, 60 bucks, so 100 or so bucks for ARP flywheel bolts, and it's good security against saving your legs. So I'm going to carry on and do all this. It'll be in the main feature video about putting this motor together and everything. And yeah, but if you're watching this on YouTube, then we're going to carry on. So I only just realised the other day, it's been about a week since I filmed the last bit, which I believe was the dowels and the crank. Since then, the motor's been in. Like, it's in, it's running. There's no issues with it at all. I've started it so many times. I've driven it from in the garage to outside. Yeah, oil pressure's good. I do have a different tune in it, so you can see I obviously got the spare ECU there because I changed between them. I do have a different tune in it at the moment. It makes it nicer to drive on and off throttle. Sometimes it doesn't like starting once you've just turned it off, so you do have to jump in there from time to time to give it some throttle. But oh yeah, I've raised the rear, so I put, it was like standard height king springs in there. It was too high, so I cut a coil just because it's cheaper than spending that. So, but I am on the hunt for some rear coilovers. I might have to hit up Max Speeding Rods again, see if they got any in stock. Get some rear, stiffen that rear up. The front's not too bad, just running the king springs. Obviously I'd like to go coilovers with that too, but I'll wait on that. I also want to get harnesses. But anyway, let's set the GoPro up and we'll start it, and you guys can hear what it sounds like with this crappy idle. It is still cold. I only just pulled it from outside into the driveway, or into the garage. So we'll start it up, let it, you hear it cold, and then I'll turn the camera off, and then once it's warm I'll bring it back and we'll see. Plenty of oil pressure. That gauge reads what, 54, 55. So that one reads way lower, but and then I still have the switch to change it. So we'll do that. Hidden under here. Dumped here. Like I was saying, we'll let it warm up, and I'll turn the camera back on when she's warm. Alright, so she's at 81 degrees. Lovely wrap drop, creases and oh, beautiful. Woo. One sheet, two sheet, three sheet. after, so Easter, I'll have a drift event. So I'm hopefully get this out to a back road or get it on a dyno and try to get some half decent tune in it before then, so I'm not mucking around, heading out and coming back into the pits all the time. I don't know what happened to this axle, but she's done. That ain't good. Unmandatory engine killing 2-step? I think so. Damn, those big pops and bangs pushed me exhaust out because it's just a slip joint and I just push in. I'll have to crawl under there and fix that after. But anyway, it runs. So far, no issues. We still have oil pressure. It still sounds good. It looks good. Got the front wheels, got some semi-slicks on there, painted them black. Got me famous sparkle spray on that, so in the sunlight they just look, you know, nice and girly. Got like an Edward Cullen car going on here. Engine bay sparkles, the rim sparkle. Like I was saying, when the car was running, if you heard me, a beautiful wrap job. Didn't have a sheet big enough, but I had 3. Actually, since it's been in the sun, it's flattened out a bit. But apart from that nice big crease there, but I could not care less. But yeah, I think this is where we're going to end the video. I don't know where this is going to be uploaded because I've filmed quite a fair bit. I believe I still have 2 drag racing nights on EcoJet. I don't know if there's another video on this. I'm about to go pick up a diff for this, still 3.7s but mini spool because I was doing singles and at other times I was doing nothing on the burnout. It was literally tail shaft spinning, but the axles were not spinning, so inside the diff just wasn't happy. So hopefully I'll get that swapped this weekend before Wednesday. And yeah, like I was saying, hopefully I'll find a back road to get some kind of tune on this. If not, hopefully I can get a dyno booking where I can dry hire the dyno so that I can jump in, control the dyno, do the tune myself. Obviously it's cheaper for me, and for this I don't need to pay someone to do it. I'm able to do it. But yeah, that is where we're going to end it. I'm going to let this cool down. I've got to shoot off, get the diff. It's a 40-minute drive there. Yeah. So as per always, don't forget to like, subscribe and leave a comment. And if you're still here at this video, I think this should be nearing 20 minutes, maybe it's gone over. Nice long one for you guys. Hopefully you guys stay and watch it all. If you still are, please leave a comment telling me that you are. It would be good to know. I know the regulars usually do when I ask this, but if everyone else, I know sometimes you're not logged in so you can't, but same thing with liking, but it does go a long way, it does help the algorithms. I do appreciate it. I'm rambling on here. You guys don't need to hear this. So I'll see you guys next week on Saturday. Hopefully we'll have some interesting content for you guys with this car and we don't have to touch it in a while. That's all. See you later. Lies in a chasm of celestial dark.
True the force contained only by their body.